How are we doing, everyone? Good evening. I hope everybody is well. On this Saturday evening, I hope we're all doing well. Imagine we're here again. It's Saturday already, would you believe? It doesn't feel like Saturday. Time flying, that's what I'm trying to say. It's insane. Um, just to think about how quick the time flies. But we are a bit here, we're about 5 minutes early. Uh, it's better to be early than late, I suppose, let's put it that way. But yeah, a good few things to talk about tonight, obviously, because we wouldn't hear Wednesday. Um, we were only live Thursday with the gaming stream. I don't think it was a few minutes. So we have a lot to talk about because obviously to catch up a good bit from Wednesday. There's a good few things I probably won't get to. But we'll cover what I need to, suppose, what I need to cover. There's 100, like the things I cover here, there's a lot more I could cover. Like there's about probably 30 other stuff I could cover any other day, like every day pretty much. But I don't cover because probably pretty much be here for the next 6 hours, but I did cover everything. So we the usual thing anyway we have to do when we start these streams. We had to wait a few minutes for notifications, etc., etc. So that's what we have to do. So give it a few minutes anyway. So yeah, I hope we're all well anyway this Saturday. But let me see, what am I doing here now? I think the music's okay. I don't think it's too loud. So yeah, there we go. There we go. Let's see. What am I doing here? So I'm just getting some things ready when I'm here, doing multitasking is what they call it. Doing two things at once. That seems to be all fine. I have everything that I want to cover. Maybe not in order. I should probably put them in order instead of just having them everywhere. What I should cover here, what I should do first, and what should I say first, etc., etc. Instead of just kind of having it, whatever. That's just kind of the way I have it. Let me do this here. I should have probably thought this a few minutes ago instead of being here. But yeah, we just give it a few minutes. The usual thing, as I say. Unfortunately, to do it because again, YouTube systems just don't work half the time. So it's just the way, unfortunately, it is with YouTube. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But it usually takes 10 minutes anyway for notifications to go out and just for people to see the stream, etc., etc. So that's usually, and obviously just to chat with people before I start. Because oftentimes, you know yourself, I just keep going on and on and on about different things, and I don't basically sometimes don't acknowledge the chat because I'm too busy yapping. Let me go down to. Too busy yapping. There's one more thing actually I need to look up, just when I'm here. Yeah, I'll cover that too when I'm here. There probably will be many people here tonight, I don't think, because I said, because it seems like the last week or two, the channel seems to be shadow banned something fierce. Within the last week or two, there seems to be some issue somewhere. Like particularly the last week or two. Before that, it was kind of all right. It's all right as can be, but yeah, the last week or two, somebody's not happy somewhere with me, because pretty much I've been shadow banned for a good while. The last week or two, is what I noticed, and particularly this week has been pretty tough in terms of the shadow bans and stuff like that. You can see it when you upload videos and stuff. Even though I don't really care about the video, the views, etc., etc. It's just about getting my view out. That's the main thing. But I suppose you can't get your view out if nobody sees it. But yeah, no, there's been a good bit of that this week because you can see it in the algorithm thing when you have it in the community, what they call it, the YouTube Studio. You can see it that there's definitely some automatic thing was put in this, to stop things getting out, etc., etc. For whatever reason, probably something I said, but who knows? Who knows what I said? I say it was to do with there's many probably things to do with. I'm not too sure now, to be honest, what exactly did I say that annoyed them. Um, but I say that's the issue with that. But you're looking, nobody crying over spilled milk. Um, we walk around, and they've always walked around and stuff. What I mean by walking around is you just continue on. That's the only thing you can really do. Um, Hello, good evening, Shawnee. How are we doing? Well, not too bad. I'm not too bad. I say we. I'm not too bad. We. Speaking on behalf of us all. Um, so yeah, I hope we're well. I hope we're well, Johnny. Hope we're doing well. This lovely Saturday evening. Um, we get started now in a few minutes. It's usually the usual thing we have to wait around, as I say, for at least 10 minutes. Good stretching evening it is. It's very noticeable now. It's not. Well, it is dark. I was just after being out too. It is dark, but it's not as dark as it usually would be around this time. So it is kind of like beforehand. It used to be dark at 4:30 when I was coming home in the evenings. So it's dark now around 5:30, going on to 6 o'clock. So it'll be a bit more stretch now. It's getting there. So that's good to see because people are more happier when it's a bit brighter for longer, and it puts in better form, I suppose, too. But people can do a bit more, so you can go out for walks and do things instead of being in the darkness. So. We'll get started in 2 minutes now. I know. Take a sip and be in milk. The weather. And let me see now. So I'm tricking at the same time too. I'm multitasking. I'm kind of sorting things out while I'm talking too. I'm doing two things at once. Isn't it great? Um, the wonders of technology, isn't that right? I don't think that's too loud. No. To any other politician, yeah, well, you can. You just can't come out with anything. You can come out with anything, quite literally. So you never know what he could say. I suppose that's the reason why the media, because he could just say anything pretty much. There's not really a script with him. He just kind of goes off script a lot of the time. Hello, Little how are we keeping? How are we keeping this Saturday evening? Yeah, he just says what he thinks, but again, even if he has to say it's a statement written on paper, he kind of go off script anyway. He's kind of like myself. I never have paper in front of me. I just kind of say whatever, whatever I think. Like you very well seldom see me getting paper, reading off paper. Like usually YouTubers read off paper and stuff like that. I just come out with anything. That's the same with me. To my detriment sometimes, when I just come out and say anything. Because usually that's what you see with people. YouTubers that have a paper, so they know what they're saying, etc., etc. I just say whatever I think and what I feel about it. The cavan truck, not so much, but But no, I don't, because usually, you see in videos like YouTubers literally have long scripts and stuff like that. I just say whatever I take. And sometimes very vulgar. Often people say I'm very vulgar, and Tom's is saying this is fucking stupid and stuff like that. But I'm just basically saying it straight, because it's putting it straight up that it's just fucking stupid. There's no point saying it doesn't work, etc., etc. It's fucking stupid. Call it as it is, because that's what people always say, like this, that, and you know, that's always up. People always say about me. Because no other politicians around here is like no other political activists and stuff. They use politically correct language. Oh, it's not workable. We have to work around it and stuff like that. I'm just like, it's fucking stupid. We had to get rid of it. First time you heard me many times. Have you ever watched the video? Yeah, no, it's not the first time. But no, it's that as an Irish thing, people cost like the only Joe, if you ask them on the street in rural Cavan, if you ask the only farm on the street or an only man on the street, what do they think of the government or what do they think of this? They'd be like, oh, it's all fucking nonsense and it's all fucking bollocks, and that's the say. If you asked any farmer in Cavan about Eamon Ryan, take for example the Green Party, they'd be like, oh, pile of fucking lunatics. That's the say here. They wouldn't say, oh, they're not the best, but they'll say they're all stupid bollocks. They don't know or else from the elbow. Because that's the way people only Joes, think. That's the way only Joes think. They're not going to use politically correct language and all that. So why should politicians do the same? Well, to a certain degree, obviously, you can't just go around saying they're going to beat somebody up and stuff. You can't do that. That's understandable. But, just say it as it is, really, anyway. So, yeah, with Donald Trump, you never know what he could say, pretty much. And even if he has it all written down in the script, he can go off script. And say anything, pretty much. But it's not so much woke. It's just this political. I don't know what you even call it woke. It's more political. I don't know how to describe it. It's not so much. You could call it woke too. It's kind of hard. It's just kind of this system that you have to limit your vocabulary. I suppose it's hard to describe it. You could call it woke. But there's another word to describe it too. But that's it. It's fucking all stupid too. That's the main thing too. But there's a word to describe it. Can't think of the word. Pretty much censorship too, I suppose. Just trying to distort the issue. I suppose that's the way. I don't know how you would smoke and mirrors, if you may use that. Smoke and mirrors. Anyway, we get started. So yeah, well, I'm just trying to think myself where I'm going to start. So I suppose to start with this. This was a leak slip. I'm sure a lot of people probably seen it. You, Shawnee, and everybody. But this is not the usual. This is nothing unusual, unfortunately, sadly. But the first time I suppose this happened. So you're probably wondering why I'm showing you this picture of cows. You're probably like, the cows. What do you want me to do about it? So people were sleeping with their cows overnight. You're probably like, why is that? So these are first-time buyers. Sleeping in their cows overnight. And you're probably saying to yourself, why are they doing that? So take, for example, this person in this cow. They're going to be the first person in to see this house, because it's pretty much first come, first serve pretty policy. So pretty much there's about 100 or 200 cows, and that's how much. And then along with other people who turned up at the time. But the reason why people slept in the cows because there was only 30 houses or something like that. And all for €500,000 or so euros each. So think about that. So all these people have to take out mortgages, etc., to pay for the house. I'm sure because not many people would have €500,000 just lying about to pay straight up. People would have to take mortgages or take a loan out. So this is what happened. So unfortunately, there was 100 people sleeping in their cows. I think it was last night. Yeah. So no, it was 20 people, yeah, but there was more people than I think this is misleading a bit because the cows literally went all the way down the corner and up this way. So I think they're delusional a bit, the Jonah that either because there was nearly 100 people at one stage there. It was Tuesday night, yeah. But yeah, this is the sad reality, unfortunately, in Ireland. This is in Ireland. And there's only 30 houses. That was it. And then there's lines as far as the eye could see. And you only 30 people got the house. And again, it's an arm and leg. You literally have to give up your arm and leg to pay for it. But this is modern Ireland, unfortunately, that people have to sleep in their cows to get, just to even have to look around, to have a look at the house. It's insane. I suppose we just chat about this for a second too. So Anne Rabbitte, she's a senator. She lost her seat in Dáil, and the people of Ireland, the people of Hull constituency, not the people of Ireland, but the people of Hull constituency, told her to use the door and go. They didn't vote for her, pretty much. What I'm trying to say, she lost her seat. So how come 10 weeks later she's appointed the Shannon there? And so there's nominations. The Taoiseach, the Prime Minister, basically can nominate people to the Shannon, which is the upper seat of the Parliament, like the Parliament in Ireland. Basically, it's the Taoiseach can nominate people to the Shannon. So pretty much, she lost her job in the Dáil and got a job in the Shannon, which is kind of belittles democracy. Let's put it that way. It is pretty much belittling democracy, because why would people vote her out and then the government say, "Oh, we're going to put you back into the Shannon"? Does that not kind of belittle democracy a bit? Because at the end of the day, the people didn't want them and they told her to go. So why would she be appointed to the Shannon? It doesn't make any sense, but sure, that's the country living. Good evening, Sean. Good evening, Fiona. How are we doing? So good news, at least there's some good news to talk about. So the girl that was injured in the Parnell Street attack, you probably remember the man. He had a knife. He was outside the school, just across from the Garden of Remembrance. Last November it was, yeah. Thankfully, she started to walk, like stand up. Well, not walk, but stand up on her own 2 feet. Since for the first time since that. So it's good progress. I'm happy to see that she's able to stand up, and it's good progress, and hopefully it continues. Please God, that she'll be able to walk around and do things again and go to school, etc., etc. It's a bit too early to say, I suppose, that yet, but hopefully, please God, that happens. But it's a good sign that she's able to stand up, etc., etc. So happy to hear that. Happy to hear that. I'm sure the whole country's happy to hear that. But yeah, thankfully, it's a step in the right direction. Let's put it that way. So it's good to hear. It's good to see that. So speaking about nominations to the Shannon, etc., etc. So yeah, a broadcaster from RT, no surprise, because let's be fair, you look at the Journal.ie, you look at the Irish Independent, the Irish Times, the Irish Lions, you look at them, and you're straight away, as soon as you see it, and look at the government advisors, etc., etc. All of them are former journalists, etc., etc. So pretty much, she left her job on RT to go and work for Fine Gael. So how come RT is supposed to be impartial, holding the government to account? Because, let's be fair, she pretty much was a Fine Gael up, true and true. So your RT are pretty much, bullshit us, in other words. If they're a media company, they're pretty much just a state propaganda machine. There's no media left in RT. Because you can see this shouldn't happen. Broadcasters going in, because obviously when she was working for RT, must have been spouting the lies for Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil, because she backed them to the end, because she got a job out of it. She got a big salary. I think it's €200,000 a year. So she's not going to bite the hand that feeds her. So why would she ask questions of anybody when she was in RT? But it just goes to show you, loyalty is rewarded in the Irish state. But if you question things, you're not rewarded. Just the thing. I'm unfamiliar with her too. I don't really care about her. She's no addition, I presume. She's never asked any hard questions, because let's be fair, she wouldn't get a government job if she was asking hard questions, etc. So she's pretty much no good to anybody. She's no addition. So I don't really care. She shouldn't have got the job in the whole place, but I don't really care. She's never been any addition in OT, I presume, because I never heard of her. I never heard of her asking any questions to the government about all these asylum seekers coming in, etc., etc. All very quiet about that. So this is from Judge Nolan. Judge Nolan strikes again. So this is to do with a young man who said 13 children abusive videos. Gets a suspended sentence in the High Court. And this is the thing. This is actually a weird thing. You might not take it. Judge Nolan said he knows that young people can do very stupid things. Just think about that for a second. Like a judge, this fellow is going up to court for this. And again, it's a serious enough thing to do with 13 underage children. It's a very serious thing, and I presume this fellow is a bit older. He's not. He's probably over 18. I don't know exactly. They don't say his age, but I presume, because they wouldn't be able to show his picture if he was under 18. So I presume he's probably 20 or something like that. He's around that age. But yeah, it still doesn't matter. Um, he knows that people can do very stupid things. It still doesn't matter. Uh, it's not up to the judge to decide. The judge is only there to prosecute him, to send him to prison for a while, or to give him community service, or to fine him, or do whatever. But yeah, this is what the bullshit Judge Nolan. So Judge Nolan has a habit of this to do with. Well, I wouldn't say this. I don't know what they mean by abusive videos, but I presume it's of the sexual nature, etc., etc. But it still doesn't matter. Judge Nolan should be giving him very harsh punishment uh, to teach him a lesson, pretty much, and then he'd learn his lesson. Because the only way he's going to learn his lesson and not do it again is if he gets a very harsh punishment. But again, he's pretty much just let off. And the same with all the paedophiles and people like that, they let off because of Judge Nolan. Judge Nolan himself should be probably in prison or sent to another country because he shouldn't be in the Irish judicial system. Because it's always the same judge again. It's always him. So I don't know. You tell me. So yeah, just going to this for that. So this is N2's new independent. No, not independent. N2's new TD. And he said something very, very good in the door. We offered hotels to asylum seekers, but not for vulnerable people in the storm. And this hits the nail on the head. Nobody else in the Iraq has said it. Like in fairness, he said, and he's a young lad. He's probably only about maybe 30, I think. So fair play to him for saying it, because that's what everybody's thinking. That's what the majority of people in the world is taking. Like, not the world, but the whole people in Ireland are taking. The majority of people in the world too. Why would you give it to asylum seekers that are not even from the state, who have no Irish citizenship, has no passports? Why would you give it to them, and why would you not give it to your own Irish citizens, and particularly to elderly people who lived all their life, paid their way all their life, and worked hard, etc., all their life? Why would you give it to people who we don't owe a thing to? And it's simple that we don't owe asylum seekers a thing in the state. We're kind of keeping them here, we're showing them pity, I suppose, and doing what we're doing. We don't have to do it because it's not our problem. But to our own citizens, it's our problem because they're our own citizens. They're citizens of this country. But we owe the asylum seekers nothing. We owe our citizens more than anything. But yeah, so it's good that it's finally been said in the Dáil. And in fairness, he's saying it because if we had some ministers in the government that would say this, but see, they were too afraid to say it. Because everybody in Ireland thinks the same. Everybody in the street, you ask any man in the street, or any woman in the street, they'd be saying it's a disgrace why they wouldn't look after the only Irish people. Why would they not look after through the storm, etc., etc. Elderly people on their own houses, etc., etc. People, say that's right. And that might be far right racism, whatever. Hello, everyone. How are we doing? Let off the hook, yeah. Yeah, you give nothing to you, yeah. Yeah, you have to be careful. Keir Starmer might come for you. Yeah, but in fairness, he said it. He said it. In fairness, not many of them. I didn't see any of the rest of them say it. That's what I'm saying. So in fairness, he said it. I'm not going to lie to me. He's saying the truth because that's what the majority of people on the street are saying. They're afraid to say it online, etc., etc., and they're afraid to say it in public, but they say it in private and conversations with each other because people are too afraid to lose their jobs, etc. So, but I'm not afraid. I would say it straight out that Irish people should have been looked after during the storm, particularly elderly people who lived on their own. They should have had the hotels paid for. They're only doing it now. It's a class. They didn't do it straight away. They took their time doing it. But yeah, Irish people should have came first in terms of that. Because the majority of people were Irish people that were affected by the storm. It wasn't the direct provision sectors. I haven't heard about one of them that lost power, so I presume they had generators. So yeah, speaking of democracy and generators and all that, yes, I talked about this in the video. So yeah, the Irish government are just, because Commissioner Mon, you have to remember, this is the Irish media regulator, is funded by the European Union, is funded by the Irish government, first of all. It's given 6 million of our money to enhance the role of journalists under a new scheme that's a government scheme, just to say it's a government scheme. So it's a good day for journalists and a good day for democracy, says RT. Again, radio television show, and explain to me, and again, majority of people don't think this is a good day for democracy, when you look at that. Because it's not a good day for democracy, because at the end of the day, all the journalists that work for RT and the mainstream media, not really any of them of any addition. The only really person you could say is of any addition is Grip Media and a few independent journalists that's asking hard questions. But RT and stuff, even though they might have a million journalists, right, all of them are still not worth toilet paper, pretty much. like the people who read OT, like the people in OT and the people in Forge Media, they don't ask any tough questions. Um, so it's only a good day for democracy because they're all getting the jobs, they're all getting big jobs, and the government are giving them the money. So how is this a good day for democracy when the government is funding media? Like it doesn't make any sense. How is that a good day for democracy? Is it a good day for democracy when independent journalists that are not funded by the state ask tough questions of the government? I think that's a good day for democracy when the government is actually held to account instead of the government, basically bribing journalists. It's pretty much the state propaganda machine, and commission them on is not much better. It shouldn't exist. They should be abolished. The cut. Um, that's what I think because they're no addition. Commission them on. So just speaking about what the Israeli government said, we're talking about Donald Trump's plans that he said about Israel. We'll see what happens. Well, not Israel, but Gaza. So the Israeli defense minister said that he was basically to send basically pretty much Donald Trump put out the idea, which I don't agree with, that we should move all the people in Gaza to Jordan and to Egypt, etc. So to basically give the land to Israel, pretty much. Give Gaza to Israel. That's pretty much what he's saying. Or the United States to take it over and then they give it to Israel. Pretty much that's what's going to happen. But yeah, that means there'll be 1.7 million Gazan people going to Jordan and Egypt. And the Israeli government are saying we should send them all to Ireland. And it's the same with Norway and Spain, but particularly Ireland. They have a huge out for Ireland to be done on the Israeli government. Which I don't agree with. And again, we don't really. And again, the journal.ie straight away. Oh, we're obligated to receive asylum seekers. We're obligated straight away. They're like we're obligated. Like we're not obligated for anything. Pretty much, simple as that. We're not obligated to do anything. Especially when the Israeli government is telling us to take them in. We're not obligated to listen to Israel. We don't serve Israel. As simple as that. And we're not obligated to Israel. As simple as that. There's no obligation to Ireland to solve Israel's cause in terms of taking gas, etc. There's no obligation. We don't have to. But yeah, simple as that. But I don't agree that we should be taking, because we're taking in far too many people as it is. The country's already busting out the hymns. So why would you bring more people in? And of course, I do feel for the people in Gaza. But the right thing to do is, if Gaza is kept the way, like not kept the way it is, but it's destroyed, it's literally in the ground at the moment because Israel's bombed it into oblivion. But that it still exists, etc., etc., not replacing people, because that's pretty much ethnically cleansing. Like it's pretty much, we have to say it for what it is. It's no country has the right to take somebody else's homeland. The same with the Gazan people, the people of Palestine, may I say. So that should be Ireland's position, and that's my position on it. Yeah, I know. I remember that case. I remember it well. Yeah, well, I don't know. We see what happens. But the only thing I say, Donald Trump shouldn't be, as the US president, saying that we're going to remove hundreds of millions, like a million people. Like Donald Trump shouldn't be like Donald Trump's pretty much pro-Israel, all the hilt. But he shouldn't be doing that because pretty much that's ethnic. Whatever way you look at it, it's pretty much ethnic cleansing, pretty much. Yeah, the Irish ambassadors, in fairness, she said something that not many the Irish media don't agree with. In fairness, the Irish ambassador to Palestine, she said something, Ireland belongs to the Irish. I know it's such a controversial thing, but that's what she said. It belongs to the Irish people. And she's right. It's the same with Palestine belongs to the Palestinian people. It's the same with Israel belongs to the Israeli people on their border. It shouldn't be in Gaza because that's a different state. Palestine is a different state. I suppose that. It's the same with every other country. It's not a controversial thing. It sounds nowadays it's far right extremist, but it's just a simple truth. But in fairness, she said that not many ambassadors are willing to come out and say such a thing like that. So in fairness to that, but still, at the end of the day, I would say the same as any other country too. You shouldn't make people leave their own homeland. With that, they don't want to leave Palestine. Yeah, but Donald Trump's suggesting that they move them anyway. That's what he's suggesting at the moment. But we'll see what happens. We'll wait and see. But hopefully it doesn't happen because, again, I don't agree with it, to be totally honest with you. Don't agree. I think the majority of people, any sane person, doesn't agree. The only people who really want it is Israel, because Israel wants to take Gaza. That's their main goal, pretty much. That's pretty much was the main goal from the start, in my opinion, to try and take Gaza, etc. So that's what I think it was. I'm not too sure, but that's what it seems to be. Um, so I made a video on this talking about the local rural roads. So they're down from 80 kilometers to 60. So take, for example, this road would be 60 kilometers now, down 20 kilometers. And at the end of the day, I don't know if it's a positive move, because I still don't think it makes much of a difference. If somebody's a dangerous driver, they're going to drive dangerously anyway. And if somebody's drinking and driving, they're going to drink and drive anyway, regardless of what speed limit it is. There's still a danger in the road. And if there's no enforcement of these laws, then what's going to change? You have to think of it like that. And not to mention other stuff too. People on the phones is the main worry. And nothing's going to change that. Dropping the speed, like you're not even paying attention when you're on your phone in the car to what speed you're going. So it's not going to make any difference, in my opinion. So there was a border poll to do with Irish unity. I know it seemed like such a shinner for a second. Support for Irish unity grows in Northern Ireland, etc., etc. So it's interesting to see. So we've seen the Republic. So this is the up to recently that you can see in the Republic of Ireland was always very good, but you can see the difference. You can really see the difference compared to if you look at Northern Catholics. You can see it go from 55 to 59 to 63. So it's quite interesting to see, it keeps going up over the years. But to the Northern Ireland Protestants, you can see it's gone up a good bit. That's a good bit, I suppose, at the same time. But you can still see the vast majority of Protestants in Northern Ireland, Unionists, what's it gone, not too fond of the idea. But it seems to be going in the right direction. But we see what happens. But it's going to take donkey's years. But we'll see. But I just wanted to. So we see. So just briefly, we were talking about spiders the other day. So there's this kind of spider. It's kind of called a zombie spider in a cave. There's probably a few of them, I say, in the cavity. So they have fungus. You can kind of see they are big spiders with fungus. Like they're called zombie spiders. Such a word to describe them. But they're up in Black Lion. One on here is. So we're just talking about spiders tonight. Some people probably remember that. You were asked, "Oh, do you see? You probably see many spiders in your job, etc." So I never see one like this. There could be one probably hanging about. If there's a few in the country, they probably are hanging about somewhere. But it seems like they're in caves because they have fungus in caves, etc., etc. So it seems like they're only in caves. They only go into caves, dark places, things like that. So, and there isn't that many caves, shockingly enough, around Cavan. Up around Black Lion, the Marble Arch caves, yeah, the way it's a good few. But in the majority of other parts of Cavan, there isn't that many caves. But we see, it's going in the right direction. So something I support, and again, you can see OT being very upset about this. They're very upset, OT, about it. You can read it when you read through the article. You can tell that the person writing this article is very upset. So I agree with this. Again, Donald Trump on Israel, supporting Israel to the hilt. I don't agree with that. But I do agree with this, and I think everybody can agree with it because everybody seems to be very happy with it. Apart from the mainstream media, obviously the mainstream media NGOs are very upset about it. But the only Joe is very happy about it because this is the way it should be. Women compete in women's sports, men compete in men's sports. As simple as that. There shouldn't be a man. A man that was born a man shouldn't be playing in a woman's game. Simple as that. Because it gives them an unfair advantage, and it's not right, first of all. So it's good to see. And the same with toilets, etc., etc. Men shouldn't be in the women's toilets. It's only a fact, and it might be far right extremist, whatever you want to call it, but it's only the truth, and I believe that too. And the same with women in men's toilets. Shouldn't happen. Simple as that. Simple as. That's the way it's been for billions of years, and that's the way it's going to be. Simple as that. Because anything else is just ludicrous. You're just being insane if you do these kind of things. So I agree with Donald Trump on this. Hopefully, the Irish government do the same here. Never, not likely they will. Not likely they will. I'd be very shocked if they do it here. It seems to be like the Irish media are very upset about this. The Irish government seem to be very upset about it. So I don't foresee the Irish government ever doing something like this. Um, so we see. Hopefully they will, but we see. But I don't foresee. I couldn't foresee me Hob Martin doing this. To be honest, couldn't foresee it. To be totally honest, I couldn't foresee them doing it. They simply would not do it. But we can only hope. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We were just talking to Spiders the other day. I'm sure people were here at the time. Um, so just going over to Finn of the moment. We have loads of other stuff we can talk about later on. We'll probably get into them. So Finnair, so this is the company I flew over with, obviously the national airline in Finland. So they're threatening to lay off loads of people pretty much. I think it's about 1,000 or so pilots, yeah. What they kind of get rid of about 1,000 pilots. And you're probably wondering why. Because the true Finns and all of them are pretty much well, they say about the industrial action, because they're going to the threatening strike, etc., because pretty much because the true Finns cut allowances, etc., for Finnair, etc. So basically, the way go with companies and stuff get perks from the government, etc., like they get tax reductions, etc. Well, the true Finns kind of cut all that, and that's what caused all this. And then obviously they're talking about getting people to substitute Finnair flights, etc. But it all goes back to the Finnish government cutting them, cutting the national airline. So there you go. So the true Finns are doing great work. Now, a surprising thing, I suppose, from last November, that a police officer who was a part of the presidential protection force, I suppose we call it, the presidential guard, the Finnish presidential guard, died by suicide in the presidential palace, in the presidential house. He shot himself with a shotgun. Like he literally, there was literally nothing left of his head. That's what I'm trying to say. So it must have been a very terrifying thing to come across. But yeah, so there's a huge thing about this at the moment. So don't know what to make of that, but yeah, back. But yeah, there's other stuff worth to cover. Let me see. Okay. Also, the PlayStation Network. Lucky we're not playing any games now because it's banjoed for today for some reason. So lucky we wouldn't live stream it the other day. Lucky we're not live streaming tonight, so. Excuse me, apologies. Let's see. So yeah. Let me see. I don't know. I don't know what's the story, but there's an issue with like you can't log on, etc., etc. Even though I wasn't going to play tonight, I went to that, but I'm just seeing it on Twitter because you see it, everybody's talking about it on Twitter, etc., etc. So I don't know, but I assume it's like that. I remember that too. It was for 50 days, wasn't it? It was a long time. The servers wouldn't work for online. Like it was for a long, long time back then. It's a good while ago. So I don't know if it's a DDoS attack on Sony or it's just the servers can just overheat or something. I still don't think it's repaired. Last time I looked in it. Yeah, Sony PlayStation Network's down for the last 18 hours. Yeah, 18 hours. Yeah, that's about what it is at the moment. So I don't know. They haven't released any statement. They only acknowledged that it has happened. So I don't know what's the cause there. There's no word from Sony. I was just checking it there to see was there any word. Kanye West is going mad on Twitter. Like he's literally going mad. Like half of the things I like the tweets that he's putting up at the moment is insane. To put it nicely, I like it's insane tweets. Um, so I don't know. Just looking at some like just looking Kanye West tweets here, it's quite insane. To be honest, like I just looking through them now because they're always popping up my feed like every 10 seconds. They're popping up my feed. Um, so yeah, that's that because no, it's quite insane. So yeah, it doesn't seem like there's any word from place. Now that's what I'm just looking up at the moment. Even though we're not playing it tonight, but just to know, because it'd be a big thing if it did, like if there was a problem with the if there were DDoS, etc., etc. Or not DDoS, but knocked offline. Um, so let me see. No, still no word. I'm just looking up the official Twitter account. Still no word on it. Imagine that you think they would say, like, they put up a statement a few hours ago saying, yeah, they're aware that the servers are not working, etc. But they didn't say, it's because of this. They're saying it's maintenance. That's what they say, a lot of people are saying. But I don't think so, to be totally honest with you. Especially because it's 18 hours. Maintenance for 18 hours. Whatever, but an hour or so. Maybe. But 18 hours, Jesus. Kingdoms have risen and fallen the amount of times. Denmark fell in the Second World War in 6 hours. So, it is what it is. Um, so yeah, any other fun with anybody? Any fun? Because I think I leave it for tonight. I don't think I cover anything else. To be totally honest, I'm a bit tired. To be totally honest, I didn't get much sleep. What night was it? That Thursday night when I was doing the movement street, after that I didn't get much sleep. Um, so I'm a bit tired, I suppose, after because I didn't get that much sleep again that night. So that kind of went in because then obviously I had to go to work Friday. Um, so pretty much I only got maybe an hour sleep Thursday night. I don't know why. Just it was one of those nights that I didn't. I don't know why. I just didn't get any sleep. Regardless of what I done, um, just couldn't get the sleep. Tossed and turned for a long, long time. So I'm still jet lagged over that. I'm still not jet lagged, but lagged over that, I suppose. But even though I got a good night's sleep last night, but we're not a good. I suppose on our white night's sleep wasn't the greatest, but yes, that's why I'm a bit dozy at the moment. Um, Hello, Tony. Good evening. How are we doing? So we might just stay for another 20 minutes and just chill for a few minutes. See, if I get at least 5 to 4 hours sleep, I do. I'm able to function. But when that day I wasn't able to function really at all, and it's kind of coming now to hit me a slap in the face. Hello, Gordon. Good evening. Significant difference. What is to do? Does anybody from Dublin tell me about this ghost bus? People keep talking about this ghost bus. I have not. See, I'm not from Dublin. I don't know what's to do with this ghost bus. Something to do with a bus that doesn't turn up and everybody's waiting. Um. So what is this? Does anybody know? Because I don't know. I can't understand. I presume it's a bus that just doesn't turn up. It's supposed to turn up and just doesn't. So I don't know very much. I heard it was mentioned at all the other day. I didn't look into it too much because I presume they're looking into it and know what it is. So there's something wrong somewhere. And see, I don't know because I'm not up in Dublin, so I couldn't tell you. Even though I could wing some people. Boom. I'll just move this. So we see anyway. I don't know. I might have to revise the live stream for Wednesday in terms of. Do you remember I said we'll do the movement DLC? Well, if the thing's not working, we won't be able to do it. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, it'll be fixed by Wednesday. We can get that done because at the moment we can't play any games until it comes back online. Even though I wasn't going to play any tonight, but just saying for Wednesday because I'd like to know if I have it to get started straight away Wednesday or not. Never comes, yeah. But where does it solve? What parts of Dublin is it? Like in the inner city or what is it? Like is it every one of them? Like every bus time? Or where does the bus turn out? Like is it popular? It's just not just because I heard people talking about it, see it online, but I don't know much about it. We can see what side the pit you're sleeping on. Yeah. Well, not even that. The hair already goes that way. Always goes that way now. Loads of places. Like every place. Like it couldn't be every bus now. But see, I probably figure it out. I look into it at some stage. I haven't looked into it properly yet, but I've seen people online talking about it. So I presume to be a big thing about it. Um, ay, 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 ay. Yeah. Let's see. These ghost busts. Too bad this Halloween. But yeah. Um, don't talk about food. Nobody even mentioned food, Tony. You're bringing it up so you can start a conversation about this food. Like we know your drill, so you're just trying to start the conversation about food. Did no? I don't think Gordon. No, I don't think he did mention it. I was going to say he probably did. Oh yeah, Gordon asked for tea. Imagine there's still people with that power at the moment. Um, there's something like 3,000 or something. There. There's about 300 or so in cavan. I think. Going just looking at that now at the moment. Also, what is it? Power outages. Yeah, people know power. The water seems to be fine for a lot of people, but the water system seems to be back online. What was I going to say about? But looking at Twitter now, the last while, I don't know what's happened the last while on Twitter. Um, but all of a sudden, I'm getting these videos literally from back 10 years ago. Do you remember when people used to do the ice bucket challenge on YouTube and stuff? I remember YouTubers used to do it and stuff like that back 10 years ago. It seems to be looking at you like looking at Twitter and YouTube too. The Irish people from Ireland doing it seems to be very popular all of a sudden in Ireland. So, what's the deal with that too? Maybe I'm just old and don't get it. Then the bus no show. There for school. Well, I wouldn't mind that. No, if I was going to school, you can say the bus didn't turn up, so you couldn't go to school because no bus. All the children wouldn't mind, I'm sure. The parents might mind, but the children won't mind. But yeah, what's the deal with that? Does anyone know? So what is the deal with that? Does anyone know? Because it seems like it was 10 years ago that was popular. Because I remember when it was popular, like the ice bucket challenge and stuff like that. I presume it's some TikTok trend or something like that. I'm not on TikTok, but I see it the odd time on Twitter when I see it on YouTube pop up in like in Ireland. Like Irish people doing them, Irish YouTubers and things like that. So I don't get why we're going back 10 years pretty much. That's what my answer is. Every day. Well, that's annoying. What is this to do with this fucking human thing? Oh, was it? Yeah, but I remember that was about 10 years ago. But it's all of a sudden I don't know why, because there's just random people doing like YouTubers and stuff like that. Like I presume it's no, I don't know. It's all weird. Like Parkinson's, yeah. But it's all weird. Now, but all of a sudden it's popular now. Not so much probably in the. It seems to be all Irish people for some reason doing it. So I don't get it. I presume nobody knows. I don't know why it's all of a sudden gone. Like somebody must have done it somewhere. Some celebrity. Or some kind of TikTok trend or something. And that's why everybody's doing it. See, I'm out of touch. Or maybe it's the children that's out of touch. What is this? Oh, yeah, something around there. Yeah, it's a long time ago. So I don't know why, but why it's popular all of a sudden? That's my question. I know, yeah, I remember that time being like seeing it all, but I don't get why it's now. Why it's all of a sudden coming back now? That's my question. Like I don't kind of get that. That's I don't get, but um, so just looking at the community, like there's a community page on Facebook called Cavan News, and there's an anonymous participant looking for transport for 70 people, Sleeve Russell to Ballyconnor, and a return that night. Like he's basically looking for buses and stuff. Like, it must be some wedding, and you know what somebody says to them: tell them that you're the refugees and you get a room and everything for free in the Sleeve Russell. Do. Yeah, I like my vanilla milkshakes. So don't be tapping me with milkshakes. Um, I say we'll be soon going. We're not going to stream too long tonight, as I say. Um, turn off the music a moment because we'll probably go at 7. Um, we'll leave it there for tonight, anyway. You got one question for me? Yeah, go ahead. Well, oh, it's a joke. Why did the car break down the other side of by the side of the road? You tell me. Because it was really tired. Good one. Oh, another joke. Yeah, we'll go on. Um, good one. Um, true story, of course. Keep him laughing. Keep him a true Finn story. Lovely. Why do we call seagulls seagulls? I don't know. You tell me. I'm just trying to get. I probably heard that one before. That sounds familiar somewhere. True fiction fins. I don't think they exist. um, Kids I know fucking stickers. I read that it's fucking stickers. Um, oh no, not get them out tonight. I can get them out some other night, but not tonight. Now, Tony. There'd be too much tricking about it because I have to kind of move a few things out of the way and all that, and there'd be too much hassle to move it all the way. We can't. It's hate speech. The lot of you. I don't know about too clever now. You're talking about Gordon, or you're talking about me. Um, Sending around another finish up. I don't know. I don't think there's such a thing. I don't know. I presume there's some kind of trading cards. I didn't see them when I was there. I didn't really look at them. But I assume there's some kind of trading cards like the one for the Premier League. But I would say the one instead of football cards to be ice hockey. That's what it'd be. It'd be ice hockey cards. That's what it'd be. You ever hold of them? Not so much the football cards. It'd be more the ice hockey. They like the ice hockey. So I say there's such things as that. I don't know about politics. I don't think there's any trading cards of politicians, unfortunately. Uh, no, not football. It wouldn't be such a big thing for football. Over there wouldn't be such. It's more the ice hockey. That's. I'm sure if you look, let me see. Look up ice hockey. Hockey cards, Finland. Like if you look that up, you will find. I assume that's what they have instead of match attacks, like what we would have here. Yeah, there's a lot on eBay and Amazon. Yeah, that seems to be the main thing. The hockey cards. Not so much basketball. No, it's ice hockey being Finland now. Not so much basketball. The ice hockey. Like you know, in terms of the cards you're talking about, I don't know about basketball cards. I presume like if you look it up too, like I looked it up the hockey cards in Finland. There's tons of them. During the break times. Yeah, we looked at Guinness. We used to have books in school. We looked at them oftentimes and different things. Like, take for example, there was a fellow that could put in loads of cigarettes in his mouth, etc. So I remember that. Um, and we used to often wonder how they could do such a thing, like some people like that, or people that were able to hold up, a small cow, etc., and keep it in the air and stuff like that. We often wonder that when we were at school, but not so much maybe compared to other schools. But here, lads, and I think we're there for tonight. I'm a bit tired, as I said, didn't get much sleep Thursday night. And then obviously when I went to work Friday, I was a bit tired and all that. So I have to kind of I probably get a good night's sleep tonight because I have work Monday too, and then the rest of the week, unfortunately. So you need to be some kind of awake for that. But only for that I will be here longer. It's just because I don't feel that awake, to be totally honest. So I'm not that energized compared to probably what I used to be. So yeah, that's probably it for the moment. Thank you. That's nice, Gordon. Thank you, thank you. I talk to you later. We see about Wednesday. I don't know. We see. There's no videos at the moment coming out. There's a few I uploaded yesterday, and that's it for tonight. So yeah, thank you everyone. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Enjoy your weekend, the rest of your weekend, and I'll chat to you Wednesday. Thank you.